So, welcome to all the classic car enthusiasts. Okay, so you can see we're doing a bit of finishing off work on the E Type. It's been rubbed down quite a few times now, but he's just doing a bit of skimming here. I'll try and show you because there's lights on. You can see he's actually put another layer on. He's just put one on this morning, and then he's brought it back again, back down to the metal. You can see there, and there was a few little dinks in it because these top rear quarters here weren't changed, but they were badly damaged. And he's just going over a few little points. So what we're going to do is get the body finished by the weekend, and then we'll start on the bonnet. So for people who want to see the bonnet done, it might be another couple of days. But we want to get the bonnet sorted. Sorry, the shell finished first. Finished all the caulking on it, and then we can spray this again. This will be ready to go. Then the boot is ready there, and here are the doors. This one is really nice. It's very soft and smooth. It's very good. And you can see here, when we turn it over, you can see how it's been lead loaded all the way along. You can't actually see, if you look there, you can't actually see, hopefully that's going to focus properly, you can't see where the overlap is, and that's not filler, that is lead. This one here is being done now, and these are brand new skins. And again, you can see all this was completely taken out. So this door frame itself, the door frame itself was the only piece that was left on it. There was some repairs made to it, which I showed on a video some time back. Then we sandblasted it and treated it, and then we put the new skins on them. So, and then they'll go back on the car. So we get the body finished this weekend, hopefully, and then Monday start on the bonnet, and then we can actually put it onto the frames and see how it's sitting. For Nigel, you're watching in, these are the points where you have to put on, you basically just have to pot rivet them on, and you can buy these from Martin Roby. They're actually they're like a metal cover that goes over here. Just pot rivet it, and what'll happen is the water then can run down the sides there. You can see there's one there and one there. So yeah. But apart from that, they're looking pretty good. So, and it's a nice finish on them too. You can see it's all nice underneath. Yeah, so hopefully that'll be done this weekend, and I say Monday we can start on the bonnet. You can see I've washed all these mats today. These normally go along here and along here because we get a lot of rubbish. The reason I've got the mats, for obvious reasons, to be honest, is because of the two benches. You're always dropping spanners and tools and things, and it saves the floor getting damaged. Because the ultimate goal in this garage is this ramp here. You can see basically everything that's in here at some point. These workbenches, both sides, all these boxes of spares, everything in here at some point, hopefully in the next, I don't know, 2 to 3 years, 4 years tops maybe, will go, and this will just be a storage for my classic cars, so they'll all be kept in here, and we'll probably have a little boys' room at the end here. I've got the mini bar, the half mini, which is down in the pergola, will be brought up, and there'll be like a couch, and you know, be a little bit of a boys' room so we can have a few drinks and whatever. But all this will go, and there'll be handrails probably put across there so nobody fall off the edge. But that's my intention, and we'll put all this stuff, all this equipment will go into a new garage when we find a place where that's going to be. So yeah, we've checked for Nigel again, and everybody else, we've checked the rear bumpers, which are there, and they fit really well, so there's no problem there with the body shape. We've taken the bumpers off the front, because obviously now we have to get everything sorted out and lined up. And hopefully that'll be finished by, well, Wednesday we hope, Thursday latest. But we will get it on the car, you'll see it on the car, and we have to see how it fits. Then Amir is going away for his break, and what I'll do is I'll fit in these panels here which go on the end of the sills, which is this closing panel comes up here and down, comes to about here somewhere. But they can only be fitted once the bonnet's on, because you need to know exactly where they fit, and they tend to come back in a little bit here, so they can be quite tricky. They're different on every car. Well, different, slightly different, a few mil either way. So that's it for tonight. So yeah, as you can see, the floor's nice and clean. It's definitely better than it was. Believe me, you know, there are downsides to having a decent sized workshop, and that is the space that you have to clean and keep right. The upside obviously is the nice being able to move around and you know, have space to put things. It must be very difficult in a single car garage. I do applaud you guys that do it. I've done it myself in the past, and I'm very fortunate now I'm in this position to have a nice space and workshop to come into, and it does certainly motivate you. Anyway, so yeah, this is where we are. So hopefully weekend that body's done. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday latest for the bonnet, fitted on, and then once that's done, I'll weld those parts in while Amir's away, get some finishing work done, some lead loading, and then we'll be working on this one. This one's going to go up for paint around the 22nd of April, so this has to be ready. And then, yeah, we'll have a bit more space. So take care, thanks for watching in, appreciate all the comments and thumbs ups, and yeah, bye for now, bye. Okay, so the next question is, how did you meet each other? Amir, his best friend Sanishu, who lives in London, his brother, it's complicated, his brother been a friend of my wife, and his brother and his wife have been friends of my wife for about 25 years, and I've known them 17 or 18 years now, I guess. And we had some other people from the same area as Amir. There was a young chap who wasn't really particularly interested in cars, and he wasn't particularly interested in labouring in any way, but he was a good enough lad. But Amir's been a big bonus, I have to say, but that was the reason we met, through a mutual friend, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So, through friends, basically. So one for Amir. What is the best car you have worked on, either classic or modern? So the classic car would be?
Mini.
The Mini.
The Mini.
It's I think they're the easiest.
Easiest and Mini. It's
the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Mini, and if it was a modern car, what would that be?
Right. In Bosnia, best is Jeep Lincoln Navigator.
Okay. This is what, like a people mover, SUV type thing?
Yeah, SUV.
Okay.
Huge.
And you enjoyed working on it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
as opposed to me, I don't like working on modern cars at all, because there's too much electronics on them.
If you must.
It does my brain in. Okay, one for me. What is your dream? What is your dream to build if money was no object? Well, I really like Aston Martin DB5s, and I would really love to get hold of one of those. But in reality, I think my dream build, and hopefully might become a reality soon enough, is a Mark 1 Mini Cooper S. And I know a chap in France who has one, Englishman, but he has one, and he's given me first dibs on it if he decides not to restore it himself. So it might come to fruition, we'll see. So another one for Amir. What is the worst part of any restoration for you?
Body.
The bodywork.
Bodywork.
I mean, yeah, I think for everybody out there, the problem with any restoration is the bodywork takes much longer. I would say 3 times longer than any mechanical work, easily. And even putting the car together is quicker than doing the bodywork, because it's taking panels out, putting panels in,
you need much more
leading them, filling them, whatever it needs. And so if you're going to do a restoration, I think we'd both say, do the body, get the body out of the way first, and then think about the mechanical stuff. Yeah, yeah, and I would definitely agree with that. Okay, there's another one here for, was it from, yeah. The word restoration is used all the time. Why do you think, or what do you think the definition of a restoration is? Well, I mean, it's hard to define that, but I mean, to me, if you're restoring something, you bring it back to its former self, as it was when it was new, or in working order, put it that way, yeah? I mean, there are different forms. There are some people that take a car and repair it and have it serviceable and it's good to go back on the road because it's mechanically and structurally sound. But I don't know, the word restoration conjures up, you know, you can restore a clock, can't you? And if it works, is it restored? I don't know. I mean, that's a hard one to define, I think. What do you think the word restoration means? All and nothing?
Just all.
Everything, every nut, bolt.
Nut, bolts, washer, everything.
Yeah.
This is restoration.
Yeah, I mean, this idea of using original bolts and cleaning them up and stuff, that the tensile strength's not good on them once they've been unscrewed and they've been together for so long. So, you know, everybody has a different idea on that.
Restoration, but service is service.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's serviceable, it's usable, fine.
Yeah.
But if putting it back because it was with the car originally, but it's worn, that's just not correct in my book anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, the question for both of us, second to last question, was how do you both motivate yourselves every day to work on the projects? Well, I'm retired, so obviously it's easier for me. I think, again, we discussed this off camera, and for both of us, being in a workshop where it's clean and tidy, everything's accessible, good tools, good lighting, heating, that's really the key to it. That's easy to motivate yourself.
Yeah.
When you have to work in a little small lock-up garage, or it's cold, it's wet, there's water running down your neck or through the roof, like Sean's place, it's difficult, and especially when you have to do a full day's work. This is a full day's work for us.
Yeah.
I play at it, and he does it for a living. So there you go. So that's our motivation, and seeing the cars finished. Lastly, the last one is, don't want to bore you anymore, the last one is, what is the most, this is for Amir. What is the most satisfying part of your work with Dave, with me?
Cars.
The cars. So cars will be number one.
Number one.
Garden?
Number one is Sammy.
Oh, Sammy. Our dog, Sammy.
Yeah.
You're saying, look, you're pressing all the right bells here. So Sammy, no. So Sammy, the cars.
Cars.
Garden, and then the bits around the house. Yeah. But it is pretty varied, isn't it? I mean, you do a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
More so in the summer. In the winter, we tend to concentrate on cars because there's very little we can do outside. Well, in fact, there's nothing we can do outside. It's so cold and wet.
Yeah, cold and wet.
But the garden takes a lot of time up in the summer, especially the pool, and even Revka, Amir's wife, works up here as well, and she helps out in the garden as well, which is just as well because we couldn't do it all in one. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this bit of. And so anyway, so you know a bit more about Amir now, and if you want to do something in the future, we can have a look. So enjoy the rest of the video. Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.